Hi, I'm Phil from Driftworks. This is Jay. This is my V10 and this is my M3. And don't freak out, I'm not wearing a baseball cap.
It's hot.
So, as you'll know from the last 347 episodes, Jay has been doing an absolutely amazing job with the car.
Oh, thank you.
No worries, mate. Anytime. I haven't been too far, to be honest with you. Still had quite a bit of involvement with bits and pieces on the car, but we figured it was best to sort of keep distance with what's going on in the world. And I've just been getting carried away with other projects, haven't I?
Yeah, nothing like having a few on the go.
Yeah. So Jay's been doing some magic on the chassis, but first of all, look at this. This
the Franklin member is no more.
Yeah, this was dropped off by Sam from SJ Design earlier on today, and yeah, it's a tiny bit better than the one that we made.
Tiny bit. just a smidge.
Down hither.
I mean, we can turn it round. So.
That's an OG Franklin member.
Yeah, that's what he took his measurements off, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, the measurements were taken off the car on the scan for the 10:1 headers.
Yeah, we just sort of tacked this on the end, didn't we?
Yeah, and then it was a very definite, can you just?
Yeah.
And Sam was like, yeah, sure, of course I can. It wasn't quite as easy as originally anticipated, but if you look at the difference between what we made, chopped up again, then warped, then re-chopped up and re-welded and then warped again into...
Well, I've got something that looks like it belongs on the car now.
Yeah, and it's not 100% finished. It's because there's so many variables, it's been provided with half of one of the engine mounts and no engine mount on the other side, but the pieces to make it, all the important stuff that it mounts up basically to the chassis, and the steering rack's in the right place and level and everything. That all seems pretty good, but yeah, there's a good chance we're going to have to still get choppy and weldy with engine mounts.
And hopefully we're not going to bend the thing.
Yeah, we are a bit worried about that because
it's going to have to be welded on the car, isn't it?
Yeah, no matter what we do, no matter how careful we are, welding is the enemy.
Yeah,
so yeah, we are basically almost ready to plonk that into the car, but first of all we need one of these. So Jay and I've just put the gearbox back on for the last time.
Yeah, clutch.
Happy with the clutch?
Happy as you can be with the clutch, yeah. Happy with the fork, happy with the pivot.
Yeah, well it just slid on this time, didn't it, as well, which didn't happen before. We fought it pretty badly before.
Yeah, I used my laser eye this time.
That's it.
Laser eye practice.
So basically now we just got to fire that at that. There are a few bits and pieces Jay's been doing as well underneath the car, so putting on the nasty old sound deadening piece, and there's another piece at the bottom here.
We've got fuel lines, we've got...
Oh yeah?
We've got...
Check that out.
Factory fuel filter and regulator on.
Yeah.
So, that's
look at
all
that.
Cool.
So yeah, I think if you've watched the last couple of videos,
it was more of the same.
Jay's been doing an absolutely awesome job of dealing with my high standards.
Well, you know, I don't like wobbly things either. I don't want it to look like we made it, you know.
Yeah, it looks superb. And that panel we've got over the top of the brake lines, I'm not sure whether it's supposed to be that way, but I like the idea of that. Because, yeah, heat, exhaust is going down this side. All should be magic. So what we're going to do, just chuck it at the car.
No, we're going to not scratch anything. I'll tell you, that's what we're going to do.
Yeah,
somehow.
We've got a slightly revised method for installing it into the car this time. Previously, we would place a block of wood here, have the forks on top, and use leverage, which would push down on here and tilt the back up. We can't do that, so we're basically going to try and muddle our way through using the forklift in the pallet and a jack at the other end. What was that you said, Jay?
I said if this goes wrong, it won't be on YouTube, so...
Go for the clever edit.
It's a very short episode if this doesn't work. It's quite...
What?
Rocky.
Rocky?
Yeah.
Yay. Okay, I need to stop there and come in a bit.
look good. I need to go and pull the masking tape off the mount in the tunnel.
Do you want me to secure your life with one hand?
Yeah, just don't let it fall on me for a sec.
Safety.
I'll go this way.
I don't think that's going to fall on anybody, but
yeah.
Don't go underneath it, obviously.
Well, I've got it.
Not underneath it.
No, just to pull the masking.
Oh! What are you doing, old man?
Just to hold. Too old for this. I was only in my 30s when we started. I was only in my 20s when we properly started.
Yeah, guys, do you realise that Jay has become 40 when during this build?
Yeah, I've made it 2 weeks, you know.
Yeah.
It's looking the same.
We did have nice plans to go to America.
Yeah.
And do some fun things, but somebody put a stop to that, didn't they?
Yeah, I can't see me affording that again anytime soon.
Fun, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're doing a turbo now, so you can't afford shit.
Well, more the fact that planes are going to be really expensive soon.
Right, so, are you stable?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a fun ride, isn't it?
Ride 'em, cowboy. Right, that's a bit high there, so. It's looking pretty nice in there. I mean, we're not too excited yet. It's not bolted in, but
well,
it's kind of in the hole. Happy?
Yeah, you come down now.
That's nice and sketchy.
Oh, that's good. It clears the sun. I know I'm going to get this front one in at the moment.
No, what's it hitting? Or something. Is it hitting the rack on something?
Yes.
So the engine needs to come to me, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Quite a fair bit. Ooh, sorry, camera. You might have just been filming my arse anyway. Enjoy.
Are we going to drag it?
It's got a side shift to me.
Yeah, okay, as long as it pops off the rack because it's on there at the moment. But go on, see what
Lift up a bit. Let's do a tiny bit of just up.
Whoa, well clear.
Okay, and not that way, this way.
Okay, wait there then. Mate.
Most of the way in there.
I'll do the suspect one first.
Do the other one, probably. Oh, that's gone in.
Yeah. That's a toucher.
Such an unpleasant noise.
Right, okay.
There's a small block of wood somewhere, right there. There you go.
Just on top of the rack?
Yeah, see that rack mount? No, the rack mount. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yep, that should do it, shouldn't it?
Well, I guess so, yeah. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
I mean, I don't. As long as.
Just in case.
Yeah, as long as the car doesn't fall off, then.
No, it shouldn't do it. Safety first. Or safety third.
Last. Yeah, safety not quite last. Ooh. Ooh.
It's going to take the strain a little bit, so it's looking over.
Yeah.
It's alright?
Safety definitely last. Right, okay.
It's good.
Yeah, it feels pretty solid on the ram.
So you join us, how many days later?
I think it's 4.
4 days later.
Something like that, anyway.
And we've had more fun.
We have had a lot of fun this week.
Yeah. So the Crossmember that was designed, 3D designed for us, physically fit the car and physically put the rack in the right place. And in the 3D design appeared strong enough, but for us when we put it on the car and we sat the engine on it and started to look at making the mounts, it just had a little bit more movement in it than I was comfortable with.
Yeah, the engine made it
It's a big fat pig of an engine, as I believe you call it. So yeah, what we've decided to do is, it's a bit of a shame in many ways because it was kind of really nicely made.
Yeah, I'm quite sad about it. It looked lovely.
But yeah, we've decided to throw a load of our metal into it and to reinforce it, triangulate further. So what have we done? First of all, we've got a nice bit of box that's been cut into this and
sunk over the top
of the tube that was there. So that gives us quite a bit more structure and rigidity there. It also has the advantage of giving us some pretty decent mounts to get the engine mounts mounted to. So that's actually worked out pretty nicely there, and then that's actually reinforced this bit nicely as well, so the rack doesn't have quite as much movement. We have also added in, was this bit, no, that bit was there originally.
This is new.
Ah yeah, so this bit was new. So this was very hollow here where the steering rack came through because it had to be for clearance. But what we have the advantage of, once we've got it bolted to the car and we've got the rack in place, we can just physically land in a bit of extra pipe and this little bit of webbing here. You will have to excuse the welding.
I did it.
It's Jay's best work. You did try really hard and you've done a very good job as far as I'm concerned in terms of strength.
Yeah, and not the prettiest of
It's not as nice as Sam's Fabricator's welding. But yeah, this wasn't exactly 100% the perfect answer that we were looking for in terms of something that just bolted on, but that's partly my fault. I take responsibility for that because I'm a little bit over the top with certain things, and I just figured it was worth, while we've got the opportunity, before we get it powder coated, before we get the engine mounted permanently to it, that it's worth just putting a little bit of extra structure in it for peace of mind. I think you agreed, didn't you, as much as it's been torturous?
Oh yeah.
Definitely needed
but
it.
Whatever, you know, we had an engine on it.
Yeah.
It's going to get coloured in, and then we're going to put some wheels on the front.
That's all we want, isn't it? Get it coloured in.
Those front wheels. I just want it coloured in, to be honest. Just, Ibby, please colour it in.
Yeah. Colour it in. Get underneath the car. Never look at you again.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully Jay's just tidying up some of the high points on the welding. You know, we've got to try and make it look a little bit nicer.
Respectable.
Yeah, respectable.
To make it so Craig doesn't come pick on me too bad.
Yeah, that's going to happen anyway though, isn't it?
It's alright then.
So yeah, a bit more cleaning up, and then that'll go to powder coat, and I guess hopefully the last point of this video will be a bolted to the car, engine sitting on it, and
we'll put some front wheels on.
Yeah. Well, maybe that'll be later, maybe that'll be next week's, but yeah. Sweet. Is this what's called a milestone?
I'd call it a lot of things, but you know.
I call it pretty awesome. I was going to swear then. I'm slowly getting used to not swearing with my potty mouth.
Yeah.
This is awesome. We've just got it back from Speedwells after powder coating. It is properly solid. Everything fits in the right place. Everything clears. Steering rack mounts perfect. Oh my god. Do you feel relief?
I will when the front wheels are on.
Honestly, I know you've seen some of what Jay particularly has had to do with this. I've been really heavily involved with it as well, with the measuring and making decisions and remeasuring, and it's been torturous is probably the word. It's
been quite a long process.
It really has.
That's why the videos have been slow the last few weeks, I guess, because we've been trying to get this right.
Absolutely. But I think we did the final measurement before this was powder coated, so as long as nothing has been warped during the heat process or anything like that, this should in theory just bolt straight on, which will be such a relief. But before we do that, I thought I'd quickly talk you through the front suspension, seeing as it's about to go on. I'm quite lucky because the bane of my life, Z4M coupe that I had to buy to be able to get this back. It was basically a car that was in bits. It's still sitting there in the corner, but it's been quite a decent parts donor, hasn't it?
In ways, yeah.
And one of the things that we're going to actually use off it is the front suspension. Now, E46 and Z4M coupe suspension is the same, but not on this car, because Team Shermer basically swapped the front struts to E36 M3.
Yeah.
which is a fantastic idea.
I mean, we're presuming he didn't do this by accident, did he? Just because he had the parts lying around?
No, you don't do things like this by accident. But this is a E46 M3 Nitron, and this is the E36 M3 Nitron, and you can clearly see there's a length difference here. One of the big issues with suspension on E46 M3s is the coilover to upright the mount, the way that it all mounts together, and how it does that. This is the old knuckle here. So this is the bottom, this is the top, this is the clamp, and what it does is basically means that you can only have damper above this mounting point. This clamps around the damper here, so the damper length is restricted to what you can fit above that clamp in general. Some like KWs poke through and stuff like that, but use slimmer dampers, twin tube design and stuff like that. The changing to E36 M3, and specifically this is
M3 Evo.
E36 M3 Evo. It's a brilliant way of doing this because it means you can have the longer damper, and like, I haven't measured it, but you can clearly see here if we just put them roughly in the same place, top of damper body to top of damper body.
Yeah, no, I mean, people are going to say we haven't got this screwed out, but this is the bottom of the damper.
Yeah, so the damper's protruding through the bracket here, and you can clearly see we've got what, 50mm extra stroke there, like possibly more than that, which, as I say, it has always been the issue with running E46 M3s low. So this is a really cool idea. It's something that I know some people have done before, but it's just absolutely awesome to see that Sherma himself is doing this. One of the things that you need to do to use the Evo uprights is use the offset eccentric bushes. So again, we just nicked these off the, well actually we nicked them off the Z4M, but it was a bit of a pain in the ass to get them mounted, as always. Removing bushes is always, you know, always have potential for tearing them and putting them back on. But yeah, got on nicely for now.
Yeah.
These are the original V10 lower arms, and they've got this really nice crude hole in a welded plate, and that's basically the anti-roll bar drop link mount, because I'd converted it to use lower arm mount instead of coilover mount for the anti-roll bar stab link.
Does standard E46 mount on the lower arm?
Yeah, non-M3 mounts on the lower arm, so that's why I did it this way, because the anti-roll bar mounts in the car are completely different, and the anti-roll bar itself I think is a 350Z anti-roll bar that I use, an aftermarket one from White Line or something. So it's all like a mishmash of parts, but I'm hoping that I'll be able to convert back to strut mount anti-roll bar drop links, because they actually contribute quite heavily to steering feel and the way that it's all set up to work properly. So we're going to see whether we can eliminate the need for the lower arm mounts, but we won't know until it's bolted up. I don't think there's anything left to do other than to start bolting stuff up.
Let's get the engine mounted in the car and put some front wheels on this thing.
Now that's a milestone, isn't it?
When it's on the floor with wheels on it,
yeah.
I'll agree.
Slot the engine mounts on first. Back one spins in nicely.
Brings a bit tighter.
Yeah.
Good?
Yeah.
Good, yeah.
Probably check the torque on there. Yeah. Right.
That's a smiley face.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a fight, hasn't it? But we feels like we're finally getting somewhere.
Yeah. Do you feel like this is a milestone now?
No.
No, we just refuse to believe it, don't we? That's the thing.
Once it's got front wheels, then yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going with that.
It looks absolutely brilliant though, doesn't it? The new Crossmember. I mean, as torturous as it was, along with the old Crossmember being completely torturous, it's worth it. It's got the right thing on it now. Everything's in the right place. It looks superb. It's strong.
It's all one colour.
And it's all one colour. That's the most important thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
one colour.
We got it coloured in nicely.
These are the one last crusty bit. We're waiting for new ones to arrive, and then Jay with his new awesome found bending skills after all the ABS and brake pipes.
The bender.
Yeah, Jay the bender.
Jay the bender, yeah.
is going to take over and do an absolutely fantastic job. Yeah, you pipe bender.
Oh yeah.
There's a robot called Bender, the coolest man on the planet.
No problem then. Just in mind.
So yeah, I'm going to say that is happiness. Are you signing off or not, or am I?
No, you do it because I find it really awkward.
Okay, you can look awkward. Fucking seagulls signing off for us.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks very much for watching. Please check out driftworks.com. My own personal Instagram, sorry, Phil's personal Instagram is Phil Morrison DW, and we've got @Driftworks as well. Give us a like, thanks, bye.
Be nice.
At Driftworks, we've helped over 50,000 happy customers since 2004. Our huge online parts store is simple to use, with superb shipping rates to anywhere in the world, and finance options available for UK customers. We live and breathe wheel fitment, so if you have any questions about your own car or any of our products before placing an order, please drop us an email at shop@driftworks.com or give us a call. Thanks for watching.